Hello, Dot. How are you? Okay. Hello, Dot. How are you? Dot, are you there? Dot. Hello, Dot.
Hello,
Hey, Dot. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Nobody came, so you and I can enjoy talking.
Yes.
What did you do today and Saturday in Vietnam?
Uh, in the morning, I went to school and I had an exam.
Okay. What exam was it, Dad?
Is I don't know how to say in English.
Is it math or science or grammar?
Uh, it's like
You can check.
is experiential activities.
What kind of activities, Dot?
I don't know. We just do some kind of question.
Okay. Are they science questions or some kind of questions? Are those science questions or social studies?
Uh, is I think it's like situation question.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah. Like this maybe, I'll put it in chat. Situational ethics questions.
Yes.
Like they ask you, what would you do in this situation? Yeah, I used to like those, Dot. My one teacher in middle school, age 14, gave us situational ethics and emergency situations and asked us what we would do in a natural disaster like a fire or an earthquake, um, or situation ethics. If somebody asked us to do something bad, would we listen to that person's bad idea? This kind of thing. um, so, Dot, is that class only for secondary students?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah. Are the questions interesting for you, Dot?
Uh, I don't know if kind of boring.
Oh, kind of boring. Dot, I can just type that answer. Kind of boring. That's interesting. Another student told me too. She told me though those classes were kind of boring, but I forget if she was in Vietnam or in Taiwan when I was teaching last year. Where she was when she told me about that. I forget the in English you say I forget the context. Context is like situation. I forget the context. So you find it just kind of boring. Hey, Dot, do you have to go to school all day Saturday or is it just 3 or 4 hours?
Uh, I go to school from 7 a.m.
Hmm.
to 11:20 a.m.
Okay. It's a half day.
Yeah.
Is that the usual system in Vietnam for secondary students?
Yeah, is but from Monday to Friday
Hmm.
we study from 7 a.m. to
Hmm.
11:20 p.m. too, but we have to go to school in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. So Japan used to have that half day on Saturdays, but that's just for students who play sports. That's like the American secondary system. And also, that's for private schools where the mothers and fathers agree that they'll send their boys or girls to school on Saturday for 4 hours extra of classwork in science and mathematics at the Japanese system. So it's similar. Korea, I think it's still Saturday school. I was a teacher there about 28 years ago, and the students had to come to our school for English, the secondary school students, after they did the half day. So they would come at about 11 a.m. to 12. So that's very similar to Vietnam. Hey, Dot, let me show you. I prepared this for today, and it's an introduction to me. So I can show you this if you want, Dot. It's my hometown, Chicago, here in Illinois. Dot, did I show you a map before of where I live?
Uh, no, you didn't.
Okay, so this is my city, Chicago, and this is the state of Illinois. For example, this is Los Angeles and this is California. This is Seattle and this is Washington. This is New York State, and then there's New York City right there. And then here's Miami, Florida. And one more we could do is Houston, Texas, which is really big. That's Houston, Texas. So those are like 6 big American cities. Dot, are you interested in going to the USA?
Uh, Maybe yes.
Yeah. Would you go there for college or?
I think I would go there for college.
Yeah. Do you like winter weather or summer weather?
I like summer weather
Hmm.
because
It's Is that like Vietnam is always sunny and warm, rainy and warm?
yeah,
Yeah,
in Vietnam is rainy but it's really hot.
yeah. Do you know, in Texas, here on the golf course, from this tip all the way here, these rivers go into the Gulf of Mexico, so they have shrimp farming. And a lot of Vietnamese people came to America about 50 years ago and they started shrimp farms. So a lot of the fishermen here are in small Vietnamese villages. They do shrimp from Louisiana all the way to Texas. And they get along with the local people. They're really hardworking um, fishermen for shrimp. So you know shrimp, right, Dot?
Yeah.
Do you like shrimp?
Uh, no, I don't.
Oh, you don't? I love it. Did you know shrimp is the number one protein source of people around the world? I thought it was pork or beef, but actually it's shrimp. There's people all over the world love shrimp. That's the number one protein source. So some researcher here in California at the headquarters of Google in San Francisco, she and her science partner are trying to make shrimp that isn't an animal. It has all the protein of shrimp, but it's for people who don't want to kill animals to make hamburgers. It's like a shrimp burger. It's kind of interesting. Hey, Dot, if you like warm weather, I would suggest, if you go to college for 1 year, Southern California is very good. Texas is very good. Florida is also very much like Vietnam in summer. All of this is like Vietnam in summer, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. So if you like really warm weather, these would be great uh, states to study in. And now, Dot, I live in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's my city, Hiroshima. This morning there were emergency rains, so I had to leave my house. I couldn't do my debate class with the young students because I had to go to an evacuation center till 3 o'clock in the afternoon because the rains were so heavy and the rivers got really big. And luckily, only one person is missing from these heavy rains. Some old man was in a boat on the river. I don't know why. and he's missing. So he's maybe died. It's pretty terrible. But sometimes the rain is so bad that like 125 people die because the mountain slides down onto the houses. Dot, did you have heavy rains in Vietnam this past week?
No, I
Uh,
didn't.
oh, okay. Because this typhoon hit Taiwan, and then those same rains moved north to Japan. So we didn't have the strong winds. We just had all the rain. Hey, Dot, would you like to go to Japan someday?
Maybe yes, because
Yeah.
I want to see how people live there.
Yeah. I would say if you went to Tokyo for a week, it's really busy and crazy. But then if you wanted to see how people live, I would go to Kyoto, and then you can just meet Kyoto people are really interesting. They're pretty friendly. I went there in July and they were friendly to me. And I'm from Hiroshima. People are really friendly here. I would suggest going here, Dot. And this is the island of Kyushu. My friend Rebecca, she's a teacher also for NCSN program. She teaches writing on Monday night. She lives here in Miyazaki, but this also got really dangerous rain. I hope she's okay. I have to contact her. She likes to go surfing here, and that's called Kyushu. All right. Do you have any questions about Japan, Dot?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Okay, Dot. Dot, what city do you live in Vietnam?
I live in Bắc Ninh City.
Is it close to the places where they have rice farms?
Yes, actually, in my city there are a lot of rice farms.
Okay, yeah. So all of these cities, if you go outside the city, like 5 miles away, there you can see these really nice rice farms here. Japan is pretty rich in rice, but I think Vietnam produces more rice because you can do 3 rice plantings a year because the rice takes 100 days to grow. But Japan can only do 1 or 2 rice uh, plantings. Okay. So Dot, for this course, we're going to do basic writing level 3. And it says, let's get started. Dot, do you like to read?
Yes,
Would you like to read these here?
yes, I do.
Okay.
First, we can ask the question, why do we write? Here are 4 possible answers to certain. Do I have to?
Now you can read the Vietnamese by yourself. This is just for the younger primary students.
Để giải trí, to explain, giải thích, to persuade, thuyết phục, to inform, thông báo.
Dot, do you think the translations from Google Translations are okay?
Yeah, yeah, is.
Yeah. So for this class, we'd like to use probably these 3: entertain, explain, persuade. Persuade would be like, I think hamburgers are the best lunch food. To explain how classes in your secondary school are organized. Entertain, these classes love to entertain with crazy fantasy stories. That's fine with me. To inform, yeah, we do a little bit of that. To inform, Dot, would be like sending a letter to your principal about a school problem or something like this. Say, dear school principal, our computer lab is having a lot of problems. We think the computers are old. We know the school needs more money, but couldn't we just fix the computers we have? It's cheaper. That's to discuss something with your principal of your school. Hey, Dot, would you like to read this one here? The forms of entertainment, forms of persuasion, explain. It's a little long, but it's good.
Yes, sure.
Forms of entertainment.
Forms of entertainment, stories, poems, plays, personal stories or accounts, humorous or funny stories, friendly letters, forms of persuasion, letters to journalists and editors, other newspapers or websites, explaining things, how to instructions on how to put something together, make food, or how something works in science. To inform, reports for a school newspaper, book reviews for your class, personal stories if you keep a journal, friendly or business letters. An important question to ask: who are we writing for? Who is our audience?
Yeah. And then I put a little Vietnamese, the Kang Ya there. There's your audience listening to your writing. That's why I put the audience. Hopefully they enjoy what they are hearing or find it interesting. Okay, nice reading. So I wrote, think about your audience. The people reading your writing will enjoy what you have to write. Also ask, what is my audience interested in? Let's ask you, I'll ask you this question. Dot, what are you interested in?
I'm interested in some kind of animals that I like.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll put your answer here. Animals. What kind of animals, John? A Dot.
Um, some kind of pet.
Penguin?
I mean, dogs and cat.
Oh, cats. Are they big cats or house cats?
Uh, house cats.
Oh, house cats. Okay, yeah. Do you have house cats, Dot?
No, but I own a dog.
Oh, you own a dog. What kind of dog do you have?
It's like some kind of dog in Vietnam.
Oh, it's a Vietnamese dog. Very cool. Oh, Hong Min Nguyen joined us. Hello. How are you, Dot? You've been doing so much work. We could ask another student to help us with the reading. How are you, Min? Hong Min.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm talking to Dot here, and he's telling me he likes dogs. He has a Vietnamese style dog. So our first question today, Hong Min and Dot, is what are you interested in? And Dot said animals or house cats. Hong Min, what are you interested in?
Sleeping.
Yeah. If you have a problem with your microphone, Hong Min, you could write in the chat box if you want. I can check the chat box here. Because the microphone, it comes through in just pieces. So we can do a Hong Min response. There you go, Hong Min. So what are you, the question is, what are you interested in? Okay, so Dot, can you ask me that question?
Yes.
Mm.
What are you interested in?
I'm interested in music. I love music. So I like music from all over the world. I even like Vietnamese music. I have some traditional Vietnam music. It's called Music of Vietnam. It was recorded by a Japanese company called JVC, which is a famous music company. And I just love music from China, Vietnam, Asian music. Oh, cool. Hong Men like snakes. All right. Snakes. Hong Men, what kind of snakes do you like? Are they the long pythons? I'll put this in chat if you want. Or Mr. Nguyen, pythons. Or constrictors. Those are the really big ones. Or smaller snakes. And everyone can see that. So, Dot, in Vietnam, do you have those really big, long pythons that are kind of dangerous?
Uh, Maybe yes.
Yeah. That's actually really interesting. Hong Min, you like python snakes. Min and Dot, remember Dot, I showed you the America map here and I was explaining Florida's climate is a lot like Vietnam. It can be hot and rainy in the cities. And so at the Miami Zoo, they had some pythons, and there was a terrible typhoon or hurricane called Hurricane Andrew in 1990, and it destroyed the zoo, and all of these animals escaped. And 4 of the really big pythons escaped. And then the pythons began having babies. So Florida now has this number here, 100,000 pythons. And so if people find the pythons in their gardens, they have to call the animal police right away, because in some cases the pythons ate animals, pets. Dot, it's terrible. One python ate an old lady's cat, and it was really sad to see that. And then also, pythons eat alligators. They get into fights with alligators. Let me show you a picture of that. Dot and Min, you like snakes, so I'm going to show Min a picture here of this famous picture was from Florida, and it was a python and alligator. Python eats alligator, and this picture is really shocking. And in the state of Florida, it's a really famous picture. They found the alligator, in this case, the alligator, the python was dead because it made a terrible mistake by trying to eat a big size alligator. And I'll show you that picture now. Hong Min, you might find this really interesting. So here we go. And there it is. So what happened here is this python thought it could eat the alligator, but the alligator was way too big, and it made a bad mistake. All right, so pythons, Hongmin, cobras. Okay, Hongmin likes cobras. Hongmin, why do you like cobras? That's an interesting one. You have from India. Do you like India cobras? Yeah. So Hongmin, why do you like cobras? That's an interesting response. And by the way, Dot, are there cobras in Vietnam? Vietnamese cobras, is that possible?
I don't see it myself, but I see it on the internet.
Oh my gosh, did you see this, Dot and Hong Min? How Vietnamese farmers make millions of dollars from commercial cobra farming. So in Vietnam, they keep the cobras on a farm. Doesn't that look really dangerous, though? And so what do they use the cobras for, you guys? Is it for medicine? Some people believe cobras are good for medicine. Or do they use them for skin? Let's see. Cobra. Hong Min, do you know what they use the cobras for? Let's do cobra products. Do they use the skin to make shoes or handbags? Cobra products. No, these are like companies that use the name Cobra. Cobra, Cobra Energy, Cobra, let's say products made from Cobra, because that's why you guys have them in Vietnam. Okay, so what do they make, you guys? This is just like Cobra Energy drink. I don't know. I don't think that's interesting. Oh, you guys, it's Cobra skin. Hong Min, did you know that they use Cobra skin? And then Cobra skin is maybe expensive to make shoes or something. What do you think? Okay. Dot, do you think cobras are interesting?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Do they look kind of dangerous?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dot, I was watching all these videos with cats recently, and they are really, I think they're really intelligent animals. Um, and then there's a picture of in Cambodia, the neighbor of Vietnam. And in Cambodia, they had a monkey who plays with a dog. Um, it's really strange because there was a word called interact. The dog and the monkey are friends. You can see that on YouTube on the short videos. It's very interesting. Dot, can you read a little bit more? This one here.
Yes.
Okay.
If people are interested in the subject or topic I am writing about, how can I keep them interested so they do not get bored? If the things I am describing are difficult, will my audience understand it? What must I do to have my readers really understand something? Let's look at some possible audience. And I want to tell your classmates that what these different people might be interested in as a topic.
Yeah, very good, Dot. These are from the students on Sunday night during June and July. They wrote these. So the student named John, his entertainment story, he talked about dropping a carton of milk last summer on the floor. And it was a long cleanup, but there wasn't much milk in the carton. And he was getting really angry when he was cleaning the milk because he said, I only dropped a little, but it was all over the floor. And his mother and father are doctors, and they told him, you better clean it really well. The parent, if you want to write something like a paragraph to your mother or father and tell them about a song you like recently, if you really like pop music. Dot, do you like pop music?
Actually, I don't listen to pop music
Uh,
usually.
what do you listen to, Dot? What kind of music?
I listen to electronic music.
Oh, very cool. Do you like the old style or the new electronic?
I like the new electronic.
Okay. I've been listening to electronic music for about 41 years, Dot, a really long time. My sister lived in Germany. She was in the United States Air Force, and she brought back a cassette. So I'll put it here. You can read it in the notes. It's called Kraftwerk. And these were four guys who started like in 1972, maybe. And their first album was called Autobahn, which is the German highway system. And it was the one of the first really famous electronic music things. Dot, let me show you that here because we have a lot of free time. We can talk about these things tonight. So we'll move from Cobras to Kraftwerk's Autobahn. It has this beautiful cover. And you can see the cover here. I'll do a close-up of it. Famous cover by the group Kraftwerk Autobahn. There they are. It's an interesting album cover because you see these are the four guys in Kraftwerk in the mirror. And this is the famous highway in Germany. It was 1974. The Santa Maria pressing for vinyl are these really expensive turntables. Dot, do you know the vinyl record turntables? Let me show you, Dot. So Dot, these are vinyl records, right? So when they talk about this vinyl record, the old style records, the pressing that they talked about for that Kraftwerk was really expensive vinyl pressing. So we'll do Kraftwerk. Autobahn. And maybe this vinyl pressing. And these sell for a lot of money. This is not something I'm interested in, Dot, but they have this special edition. It's all blue. And that's electronic music. It's really beautiful. Dot, do you like the color of this record?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, isn't it nice? So these are for people who collect these vinyl. Vinyl has gotten so expensive. Like this vinyl probably cost about $50. It's a German pressing, blue. This is maybe even more like $250. When this was introduced, this maybe cost just $5. And they just keep getting more and more expensive. So yeah, Kraftwerk, I wish I could play them for you, Dot, because it's such relaxing music. That one is. Okay, let me go back to my notes. Hey, how are you? Min, are you there? Hong Min was just with us on the screen. Hong Min, how are you? Talk to us. It's good to see your face. Hey, Hong Min, did you go to school today?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Dot went to school from 7 o'clock till 11:30, so about 4 hours. How long did you go for?
Let's go.
2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours? 5 hours? I'm going to put the chat on so you can read. So Hongmin, you can see the chat box. You could say this. I taught this to Dot. Half a day of school on Saturdays. There you go. Hongmin, what did you study today?
Study art.
Study what?
Art.
Oh, art. Very nice. You told me that before. Hey, Hongmin, do you like painting or clay art? What kind of art do you like? Oh, your microphone went out, Hongmin. Hongmin, type it in chat. You have the chat, right? You could write that in chat.
I don't like art, but my mom said I used to study art.
Okay. And do you like art?
No.
Yeah or no? You're laughing. So your mom said you have to study art, but you're smiling. So you do like it, or it's so-so? All right. Hongmin, do you like painting or sketching? Hongmin, you know what's interesting? I had a student from Korea, and his name is Hong Min. Here it is in the chat, Hong Min. And Hong Min was supposed to study engineering because his father is a big engineer for a car company. But Hong Min started to sketch Japanese manga, and he became really good as a sketch artist, designing manga. So I think he switched. He went to art college in Korea because he didn't want to do engineering. So his mother let him study art. So I don't know. Hongmin, is an artist so-so or something. Do you really like it, Hongmin? No, you really don't like it. Is your teacher nice? Is it a kind teacher? Yeah. Is it a man or a woman?
Yeah, a woman.
A woman, yeah. Now, does she teach you online or do you go to school?
At school.
At school. Now, Hongmin, do you use paint or pencils? Pens?
Yes.
Oh, are they expensive pens?
No, cheap pens.
Cheap pens, really? I asked that question because last summer I went to a store in Japan where I live, and I was with a boy from America who's 11 or 12 years old. His name is Spencer. He's a cool African guy. He's kind of tall. He wears a baseball jersey, and he loves artwork, Hongmin. And his mother is my very old friend, and he wanted his mother to buy these beautiful markers that cost about 120 US dollars. for these beautiful markers made in Germany, maybe. And that's not cheap. Those are expensive markers. So his mother said, no, we want to buy you the cheaper set. And so I think she bought the collection that cost $36. So it was much cheaper. But I don't know what that is in Dong. It's interesting. Let's ask that question to Mr. Dot. Dot, do you like art class?
No, I don't, because I'm really bad at drawing.
Okay. I'm so at it. If I practice a lot, I can get better, but I have, Dot, I used to make sort of Japanese manga about our cat. We have a cat, and my wife loved those, and she saved all of those pictures. Hey, Hongmin, you talk about paint. Okay, paint. Sorry about that, Hongmin. I thought you said pens. So it's paint. It's paint. Okay. All right, let's just go back to the main lesson then, because we talked about all kinds of things. Good stuff. I'm happy you guys are telling me what you guys like, right? Let's see. Can you guys write for your homework just 5 sentences to warm up about something you like, Dot, and something you like, Hongmin? We have some of the boys in the summer class love chess. Many of the boys love badminton. A lot of kids like computer games. A lot of people like going to the mall. Many students love restaurants with their families on Sundays. New school lunch menu. Let's stop on number 6. Dot, do you like your school's lunch food?
Actually, there are no lunch in my school.
Oh, no lunch. Do you have to bring your own?
Uh, we have to go home and then go to school again.
Oh, okay. So do you walk home to your house?
My parents bring me to school.
So you
And
know what? I was a primary student. I used to go home and eat lunch every day too. I just wanted to take a break from the school and relax. So they come and they pick you up. How long does it take, Dot, to go from the school to your house by car?
if it's fast, then 10 minutes. But if it's slow, then 15 minutes.
Do they use a motorcycle or car?
My dad use car, but he sometimes use motorcycle. But my mom, she cannot drive car, so she usually use motorcycle.
Do you have to put a helmet on too, Dot?
Yes.
Okay. So that's kind of cool. Hey, Dot, how old are you? Are you 13 or 14 years old?
I'm 13 years old.
Yeah, 13. So are you taller than your mother, Dot?
It really is.
Or are you the same?
I'm taller than my mom.
Oh, you're taller. So when she's riding the motorcycle, can you see above her head?
Yes.
That's kind of fun. I like that. Hey, Dot, what do you eat for lunch when you go back to your house?
I eat rice with some meats and vegetables.
Oh, okay. Hey, Dot, what if we do this can you write a paragraph for homework? I don't know. This would be, do you remember we looked at the 4 kinds of writing? We had, let's take a look. Explaining something or informing. I would say just, no, I don't like that one. Friendly, and entertaining letter. Friendly letter, personal story, Dot. So for your homework, let's do personal story, okay? And your personal story, this is just a suggestion, but I think you might like this, Dot. Can you, personal story about your lunch break? And so you can talk about traveling by motorcycle. Let's call it a motorbike with your mom to eat lunch at home. And so, Dot, how long do you stay at home on the lunch break?
I stay at home for about 2 hours.
Nice. So you mentioned you right, Dot eats rice and vegetables
Yes.
and any fish or chicken or pork.
Yes.
Yeah, all of those. And then Dot, do you take a rest when you're at home?
Yes.
Okay, how long do you get to sleep for?
Uh, I sleep for about almost 1 hour.
Nice. So when you return to school, do you feel fresh and ready to study again?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Now here's teacher's opinion, Dot. Teacher's opinion. Brendan says, this is a great schedule because it lets you get your energy back, right? I did this when I was in Taiwan, in Taipei. I would go outside the school and get a chicken burger, and then I would come back and rest for about 20 minutes in the library. Dot. I would put my head down and just rest. And then I had enough energy from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock to teach some afternoon classes. So it was actually a pretty good schedule. All right, Dot, do you think that would be something you could write one paragraph about?
Yes.
Okay, good, 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 good. All right, let's go to Mr. Hong Min. Hong Min, what happened to you? Let's go to Hong Min. Can you do your video again, Mr. Hong Min? It was nice to see your happy face. He must be here. I know he's listening to us. Hong Min, are you there? Mr. Nguyen. How are you, Nguyen? Nguyen, good to see you again. Mr. Hong Min, how are you? Are you there?
Fine.
All right, your voice is pretty good. Hong Min, what do you do for lunch?
Yes, good and sleep.
So do you stay at the school?
Yes,
Okay. And do you eat the school food?
yes,
Is it good?
yes.
Oh, you do like it. Okay, so I asked Hong Min because some students say they don't like it, but you say it's pretty good. Ha ha. All right, Hong Min, let me take some notes for you. Hong Min, would you like to write for one paragraph? Can you write about your lunch or your art class? What do you like?
Lunch.
Lunch. Okay. And Hong Ma, your name is Hong Min, like this. And lunch. Okay, so I stay at school and eat the school lunch. Do you like the school lunch? You said, yeah. You said it tastes pretty good.
Yes.
Hey, Hong Min, what's your favorite food at lunch then?
Meat,
Meat, okay. Is it beef meat or pork or chicken?
beef,
Just beef. Okay, meat. And do you have it in a pho soup, pho, or in salad or rice?
with rice.
With rice, okay. Do you get vegetables?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Is it spicy?
no,
No, okay. Do you like spicy food? Yes. Me too. All right, Hongmin, do you get to take a rest? Like Dot says he gets to take a sleep for 1 hour. Do you get to take a rest at lunchtime? Mr. Nuyet, do you get to take a sleep at school after lunch? Is Hongmin there? Hongmin, what's going on? Your microphone.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So you get a rest. How long? For how long?
3.
3 hours?
Yes.
You wait, you eat lunch and then you sleep for 3 hours?
Yes.
Wow. Is that true?
Yes.
So Hongmin, if you eat lunch and then at 1 o'clock you sleep until 4 o'clock, it seems like a really long rest, Hongmin. And then Hongmin, if you're sleeping for 3 hours, do you take classes after the rest?
Yes.
Okay. And after the rest, do you have a lot of energy?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Hongmin, what's your favorite class?
Yes.
Math, okay. Do you think the lunch that you eat, the vegetables, rice, and meat, is good food to study math?
Yes, it is.
Nice. Okay, so Hongmin, I put this. It gives me energy to study math, which is my favorite class. Hey, Hongmin, look, this is a pretty good paragraph. Let's check how many sentences. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sentences, Hongmin. What do you think? Pretty good? So Hongmin, can you write this for your homework? It's called Hongmin's Lunch is the name of the homework. So if you can copy this, because this is all your own information. Okay. Let's go back to Dot. Hey, Dot, are you there?
Yes.
Dot, so far we have traveling by motorbike with your mom. So I would change this to I because it's your story.
Yes.
And I would write, I travel by motorbike with my mom to eat lunch at home. And then you could put here, Dot, I get a 2-hour lunch break. And then it's not dot, you would say I, because this is your story. I eat rice, vegetables, and proteins like fish, chicken, or pork. The break also allows me to sleep for about 1 hour. Then I'll take this as the teacher's. I then return to school and study. Dot, what do you study in the afternoon?
I study different subjects each day.
Oh, different subjects each day. Do you think the lunch and the rest is really good to take your afternoon classes?
Yes.
So what do you think? Do you have more energy in the morning or after lunch?
I have more energy after lunch.
Yeah, me too. and after I take a rest. Nice. So Dot, all of your friends come back to school after lunch.
Yes.
Are they generally really happy?
Uh,
Like they're like in morning time, are the students really sleepy?
no.
Okay, they have good energy in the morning. Where
Yes.
when do you think they have more energy, at lunchtime or in the morning?
Uh, maybe a few of them.
Hmm, okay. And so when you come back after lunch, how many more hours do you have to study?
Uh, only 3 hours.
Okay. So it's from about 2 o'clock until 5 o'clock.
Is from yes.
Yeah. Now, in your city or town, Dot, is there a lot of traffic with motorbikes and cars?
Uh, actually, my school is in the city, and I live in a place that is kind of like the countryside.
Okay. Hey, Dot, do you know what that's called? It's called a suburb. It's like outside the city. So if you're on a motorbike for 10 or 15 minutes, you can reach the suburb. Those are the little villages outside the city.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me put that in Vietnamese. So, Dot, for you and for Hong Min, you're all you have to do is just write this paragraph again for your homework. But what you might do, Dot, and for Hong Min, if you want to put one or two more sentences, because we're at writing level 3 now, if you put like 2 or 3 more sentences, then you have a nice 10-sentence paragraph. And that would be a nice goal for all of us. Dot, let me just show you. This is interesting. I want to go to English to Vietnamese. And let me put Vietnamese and my Google Translator. This is a good word to learn for you, Dot. And it is the word suburb. And since you're about 13 years old, this is a one you could probably use in class. You say, I live in a suburb, here in English.
Suburb.
And then in Vietnamese.
Whoa.
Yeah. Is that true, Dot? You live in a suburb?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are like British suburbs here. This is very nice. This is like California, I think, but this is really green. So that might not be California. California is usually not that green. And the suburbs are becoming really big all around the world. House after house after house after house in these pictures here. Hey, Dot, just for fun, let's look at a Vietnamese suburb and see what that looks like. Because my friend showed me pictures of where she lived. She works in Hiroshima at a company, and she was showing me pictures. And I really liked the houses that they're building for Vietnamese suburbs, what they look like now. You can have a country suburb that looks like that. Those are traditional houses. That's more like village life. You could have these high-rise buildings in a suburb, or you could have, there's one more picture, very crowded. That's a very crowded suburb outside of some city in Vietnam. There are the scooters or motorbikes taking people out of the city. This is the rice farms we were talking about. And I'm just trying to find a real traditional Vietnamese suburb. I don't know. This looks like farming area though, don't you think, Dot?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you live in a place like this?
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. This looks like it's in the highlands, the central highlands in Hoi An, because the mountains, do you see with the clouds? So I wonder if it's cooler there in the suburbs. Yeah. And then of course there's the big city of Hanoi. Dot, have you been to Hanoi?
Yes,
Is it an exciting city? It's
yes,
just very busy, right?
yeah. It has a lot of traffic jams.
Yeah, look at all this traffic. Hey, Dot, this looks kind of interesting. Yeah, I think it's the Mekong River system. You could live on a houseboat. Dot, would you like to live on a houseboat?
Uh, no, I would like to try it one time.
Yeah, me too. Just like sleep overnight, maybe. I heard on these boats you can get good pho for breakfast and coffee, good Vietnamese coffee and bread. Oh my gosh, look, Dot, it's the traffic jam. Okay. Hanoi's traffic jam in the morning. Oh my gosh. Okay, nice work. So you guys, you say, well, what's our homework for Hong Min and Dot? It's just to copy what you've written. So I'm going to make a copy of today's work because you guys did most of the writing. Since there are only 2 students tonight, we have your story, Dot, and we have Hong Min's. And then if you guys can write these and add maybe 1 or 2 sentences, that would be nice. Maybe 2 or 3 sentences. So it's not very difficult homework. All right, so I want to say thank you to Hong Min and thank you to Dot. Next week, we'll probably have more students. Usually the students come back slowly for writing number 3. So thank you for taking my class, you guys. And I hope you have a good Sunday tomorrow and a good week at school. And I will see you next Saturday. Bye-bye, Hong Min. Bye-bye, Dot. Thank you for working so hard and answering so many questions. See you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.